I think the possession horror genre is dead. And The Mummy might be the best evidence for that argument that I've seen in a while. Lee Cronin had this entire monster mythology to work with. Ancient Egypt, a mummy, centuries of mythology that almost no modern horror movie has touched that I could remember. And what comes out the other end of this movie is a possessed kid, a family that won't get her help, a full exorcism by the third act. It's wallpaper on top of the exact same structure we've seen 100 times.
What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
Hey now.
Yo.
Ahoy.
Welcome back, gentlemen, and welcome back, folks at home. This is episode number 174, and we got a good one today. Quite literally, one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
We're talking about
It wasn't that bad.
Lee Cronin's The Mummy. A little bit later on, Lee Cronin, the genius behind Evil Dead Rise, that came out a couple years ago, which we talked about here on the podcast. But yeah, we got The Mummy. It came out a couple months ago. I was pretty excited to see it. I think it came out back in April. It looked good in the trailers, but that's what trailers are for, after all. So yeah, we got that coming up. Once again, I am Dan. We got Marvin and Dusty back again. How are you guys doing? How was your week?
Good.
What have you guys been up to?
Oh man, not much. Haven't been watching that much besides the old faithful, which is Widow's Bay,
Yeah,
which got renewed for a second season.
sure did. Very
So
excited
for
about
our
that.
horror fans out there, yep.
I saw some little confusion out there about that. Like, oh, geez, like, what are they going to do now? Like, where's the show going to
Yeah.
go? And I'm like, what? There was like, at least I could count 5 or 6 story threads that like had no resolution or even exploration. They just got set up and that was it. They kind of just like got left to the wayside.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything for
But
Dusty
it
and anybody
goes
that
into
hasn't
that.
watched, but
Yeah. But
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna start
goes through
grinding
that thing where it's like you have all these unknown storylines and all this setup, and once you start explaining it, you take away the sparkle of this island.
a little bit, but I think this show in particular needs a little explanation. Or it doesn't need it. That's the wrong word. I would like a little bit.
They've given quite a bit as far as like the
Yeah,
origin and all that.
But
So it's
not
like,
really. You know, like, I don't know. I'm a little split on it. I am with you, and I get it. I'm the guy who's like, oh, ambiguity is good. But
yeah,
but I think in this case, I think there's cool things that they could explore that gets cooler, that would make the stuff cooler, because they've filmed this show or they've written this show thus far like in like a whatchamacallit, a anthology, right? But
Right.
instead of every season being different, it's like every episode is different. But there is an overarching like mythology happening. But if it ended with this season, I'd probably be satisfied and like, all right, that was a cool story. It didn't need any like resolution. But there are a lot of seeds to explore that I think could be fun and cool. That's basically where I'm at with it.
I did watch Little Monsters with kids. They had not seen that one yet. That was an interesting one.
Little Monster. Oh yeah, classic.
What's his
Little monster.
his name escapes me now. There's a whole bunch of people in that one. The guy, a couple
Fred
people from Home
Savage.
Alone. Fred Savage is the main character, but there's a couple Buzz, and one of the robbers, the skinny dude, plays the dad.
Daniel Stern.
What is this? A movie
Yeah.
or a show? Or
It's a movie
Yeah,
from
it's-
it's from 1989. So basically, it's
Oh,
more
shit.
90s than it is 80s, I would say, in tone.
Yeah. But yeah, the plot, Fred Savage finds monsters under his bed and they take him to their world and he's slowly turning into a monster.
It's essentially the live action version of Monsters Inc. before Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
existed, Marvin. Like the monsters have like their own
That's
little
kinda
like
good.
world. Yeah, it's a cool movie.
It's,
Man, I love
it's
Monsters,
weird
Inc.
rewatching
Yeah,
it. Well, there's some weird stuff they did in there, like even the old animation choices. But yeah, it's a fun watch.
Monsters Inc. is
Priscilla
classic.
got a little bored for a little while and left for about 30 minutes and then came back and was back in it. But yeah, it was a fun watch.
There are some 80s and 90s powerhouses in this, Marvin. Fred Savage from what the fuck is that show?
I don't know him.
Yes, you
Great
do.
name though.
You know him. Come on.
Great name.
This is Fred Savage. You know him.
I'm in Topanga.
Nope, wrong show.
Topanga.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's from the Wonder Years.
Yeah, Wonder Years.
And
Oh,
his
I didn't really
girlfriend
watch
was
the Wonder
Winnie
Years.
Cooper.
Winning, yeah.
But who also is in
Right
this
on.
movie? There's quite a few other people who were notable at the time in this. But
Show
it's
me
a,
another one.
it's a
Show me
decent
one that
movie.
I actually know.
You're not
That'd be
gonna.
good.
I mean, you know Daniel Stern because we made you watch Home Alone. He was one of the robbers in Home Alone.
You didn't make me. I've already seen Home Alone.
Didn't we watch Home Alone here on the on the podcast?
The Wet Bandits.
I don't think we watched it because I'd already seen it. Well, we
Did
might
we?
have watched
Yeah.
it, but
I might be mixing it with something else, but I thought we did Home Alone make Marvin watch, but I guess I'm wrong. I'm
I mean,
sorry,
I've-
Marvin.
I'm certain we've discussed it. on
Marvin's
the
fucking pissed. He's like,
before,
listen, I need credit when it's due.
Home Alone, like, come on, guys.
but I was
didn't-
already in the bag.
You still haven't
That was
seen
the
Lord
one
of the
movie in
Rings.
his bag.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anyway, he's in that. Buzz from that movie's in it, who played Kevin's brother. Howie Mandel's in it. This
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
This
Howie
guy
Mandel, is that the fucking guy from Deal or No
Mhm.
Deal?
sure is, yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Hollywood oligarch. We got this guy from Pulp Fiction. This is
Mhm.
the guy who
Oh yeah.
he didn't
I know
know.
that guy.
He didn't know if they spoke English in what in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Classic.
Do they speak English in what? Since we're talking about a Lee Cronin movie, I thought this would be interesting to talk about. So, Bruce Campbell was recently talking, and he explained that Evil Dead, the franchise, has moved away from Ash, and that Ash is not part of any bigger story. So, after 45 years, Bruce Campbell is officially hanging up his chainsaw hand, recently confirming that he's moved on from the Evil Dead franchise.
Bruce Campbell, he said Evil Dead basically did three things.
Yep.
One, they moved away from Sam Raimi.
Mhm.
Two, they moved away from Ash. And three,
Mm.
I forget what the third one was.
Yes.
What was it, Dan?
I don't know, but it
It's
sounds
right
like
there in the
they're
article.
trying to.
But he's talking about how it's basically
Anti-Trinity.
reborn.
The
It's not-
anti-Trinity?
It's not the Evil Dead we know.
Yeah, he said that we've moved away from Sam Raimi, we've moved away from Ash and Bruce Campbell, and we've moved away from The Cabin.
Cabin.
Well, let's
Yeah.
just move
Yeah.
away from the series, guys.
That's what I'm saying, because we covered.
Because that's crazy.
We're going to talk about Evil Dead Rise more when we talk about The Mummy, because they are quite literally the same movie. But I feel like we're talking about a Lee Cronin movie. This
But
just made sense to bring up, and it makes me upset because we talked about Evil Dead Rise when it came out. We were actually excited to see it, and I think we were a little bit rose-colored glasses when it had come out. I don't think it's a bad movie, really, per se. It's a good horror movie, I would say, but it's a terrible Evil Dead movie.
You're talking about Evil Dead Rise, you said?
Yep.
Yes, the one we did reviewed, yeah.
Is Lee Cronin's previous film. So, I think
What's another Lee Cronin movie?
Hole in
as
the
well.
Ground.
Hole in the
Yeah.
Ground.
And that movie was not good.
Oh.
That movie was boring. In fact, I recently remembered that we did it because I've been going through our YouTube channel and I've been sorting out like our reviews into like different playlists. So I made like a horror playlist. I'm probably gonna do a comedy playlist.
Nice.
So things are a little
Nice.
bit more sorted for people who want certain things. But anyway, check out our YouTube, folks. But anyway, I remembered that movie and I was like, oh yeah, this was like, I forgot about this. This was like a big nothing burger. And I remember we talked about like it had like pretty decent atmosphere and stuff, but beyond that, it was like kind of lame. And then
Right.
Evil Dead Rise was like kind of like, yeah, no, it was all right, but it wasn't a good Evil Dead movie. Is that his fault that they tacked on the Evil Dead title to it? Probably not. But either way, I thought
Mhm.
Well, He wants to go back to it, so I don't know.
Well,
And we'll talk.
keep him out.
We're going to
but
talk about.
anyway,
Get him out.
you wouldn't have Evil Dead without Bruce Campbell, and Bruce Campbell has explained now that he is moving away from the franchise as the hero Ash. And I thought, and also he announced not too long ago that he does have cancer, which is very sad, and we hope that he deals with that
comfortably as possible.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, we hope he's around for a long time because he's the GOAT. But I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about that Evil Dead's Ash is the ultimate horror hero. And I've got facts, Marvin.
Oh, big
yeah,
facts.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
So he said he was diagnosed with incurable but treatable cancer. We don't really know much more about that. But I think it hit the horror, not just the horror community, but the movie community in general, kind of hard because he's a beloved personality in the horror community, but also like outside of it. I think he's one of those figures that like kind of transcends the genre that he's popular for.
Yeah.
But it's because of his like charismatic charm as a person, and from what I've heard, like genuinely like kind guy. But what's interesting is that when you think about the trash talking monster hunter or slayer from Army of Darkness, which is now like the most iconic version of the character, you know, you think of that poster, like he's standing on top of a pile of skeletal bodies and his shirt's ripped and his chest is sticking out. Like it's like one of the most iconic movie posters, like I feel like probably in movie history, especially if you're a Blockbuster baby like I am, and you know, going to Blockbuster to look for movies. This one was always like front and center, and like I remember it vividly. And I mean, just look at this thing. It's like you don't get much better than this.
It's
like,
one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah. And they don't make movie posters like this anymore, folks. I'm just going to say, as a graphic designer, we've lost the art of movie poster designing.
Crazy poster. Like, that shit is just...
Yeah, everybody's making, like, Avengers posters now. But...
It's funny because it looks kind of like those freaky grandma books. You know, like the books the grandmas
freaky grandma
fucking,
books.
Like, Bobby O and, like, all that shit, right?
Where they're
like,
just getting in a
It looks kind of
shit.
like that, but it looks sick.
He fingered me on a pile of leaves in the autumn wind. Like that type of shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, that was a bar. I might write that down. But so that's not always who Ash was on that poster, right? When we first meet Ash, he's crammed into a car with his friends on their way to an isolated cabin. And he's nothing like the wisecracking guy we see in Army of Darkness. He's just got this dorky, like 80s haircut. He gives the camera like an awkward wink and a smile. I think he winks. That's like he just hit a joint 2 minutes ago. He's not even driving his own car. And he leaves I don't think a lot of people remember this, but like he's not like the leading man of the original Evil Dead. His buddy is Scotty. Scotty's like the dominant male figure in that movie. He's driving the car. He's the one that's like doing all the stuff.
Oh yeah.
In that movie, when they're driving, they nearly hit a truck as they're crossing the bridge, and Ash is like all panicked. Later on in the movie, he struggles to give the toast at dinner. He's like all meek and, you know, he like see his palms sweating pretty much as he gives his girlfriend Linda the pendant. And then when he's forced to go down into the cellar to look for Scott, he's like terrified. So in that movie, he's like a shy coward, pretty much.
He's in a position that everybody would be in, though. Like nobody wants, like, I don't want to do that shit. You're like the only guy. It's a bunch of girls. Your buddies doing weird shit. You're like, God, what the fuck? Yeah. So yes, he's a coward, but he's like this. Like he's kind of charming in that first one because he's like the regular guy, like you just said. Yeah. But while his friend does all the dirty work in that movie, Ash is like in a corner, kind of like, you know, holding the axe and shit, like all scared. In fact, there's one point where he turns to Scott and he's like, what are we going to do? So that's like atypical to like movie heroes in general, but horror heroes, usually horror heroes are like, they stand out because they're not that. They're able to like confront the evil thing and like confidently fight it or whatever. But interestingly,
he not only is a coward, and this is what's different about him over other horror heroes. He's not just the first one to touch the Necronomicon. He's also the guy who plays the tape. So he gets them into the trouble that they're in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so throughout the series and in that first movie, Ash is like sort of battling the premise that he's like not good enough. He always has this like doubt in him. That's like his whole character, even in Army of Darkness and in Ash versus Evil Dead, the show. And he feels like he was too cowardly to protect Linda. That's explored in the second one quite a bit when he has to like confront himself, and all that stuff. So I love that about Ash and that like spinelessness that he has in him. When you do get to Evil Dead 2, obviously Sam Raimi altered the character and he's no longer really like a shy dork. He's now like got a little bit more game to him, but he still fails Linda and she still dies. Spoilers. And like I said, he has to confront that failure. Yeah. With when he transforms into the Deadite. And he faces the mirror pendant and he's forced to see himself and all that good stuff. And then Army of Darkness takes that a step further. And even in that movie, Ash screws everybody. He flubs the phrase that he's supposed to recite before picking up the Necronomicon and sets off the whole thing. But that's what makes Ash so endearing, in my opinion, is that despite all his screw ups and stuff, he has that like cockiness and cowardice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He pushes all that aside, gets back up, and battles the evil in himself and in the movies and stuff like that. And I think that's pretty rare in the horror genre for a multi-film hero like that doesn't just like save the day, but is also the reason like the thing is actually happening. Like he causes it, but also then like fixes it, which is very unique.
Yeah.
Well, that's the brilliance in the humor, though. Like he's like, yeah. I know the words. I don't have to fucking say them again, guy. And like okay, he's obviously gonna have a problem with this. And then when it happens, you're ready for it. But the way he delivers it is what makes it so good. Like the delivery of, because it's coming. It's just how he does it.
Right.
Yeah.
And in every single movie, he literally summons the demons, which is funny as and even in Ash versus Evil Dead, they play that again. He's trying to impress the chick at the bar. He's like, like it turns out that he reads her the Necronomicon to like impress her or whatever.
Pick up lines,
yeah. So he's not like a dumb jock like in other horror movies, especially from like the 80s. He's not like a psychopath or whatever. He's just like his own worst enemy, but he pulls through anyway. And so Ash is the GOAT. He's literally the greatest character in the history of horror movies, in my opinion. And I would argue, you shook your head at it a little bit earlier, Dusty, but I would argue that Evil Dead is nothing without Ash. And I don't think that they should continue making these movies unless he is involved somehow. I think they could have spun him off into I think Pablo and the chick from Ash versus Evil Dead were pretty cool characters, and they could have spun off the series properly, but clearly they decided not to go in that route, and so we got something like Evil Dead Rise, which is not Evil Dead at all. Now we're getting Evil Dead Burn, and next year we're going to get Evil Dead Fork, and then the year after that we're going to get Evil Dead Car and Evil Dead insert whatever word.
So how many Ash Evil Deads are too many, I guess, is what I would say. Because before you answer that, I want to get a comparison. Star Wars is a beloved franchise, and you constantly talk about how we need to go away from the Skywalker saga, the Skywalker story. We need to tell other stories within the universe.
Absolutely.
But it seems like you're saying something, a bit of a 180 here is we don't need to tell other stories within the Deadite universe. We need to continue to focus on Ash and the main characters. Is that what I'm understanding here?
I don't really think there's more to tell in the Evil Dead universe.
Okay, so you think they should just end it?
I think they should probably just end it. That's kind of my argument. Yeah,
okay, all right.
The series is nothing
fair.
without.
They could just end it.
Yeah, I don't think
I'd agree.
The series is nothing without Ash. He is Evil Dead, and then we've
the Deadites are pretty funny as like a character,
but they're not treated funny in this new age of Evil Dead.
No, yeah, for sure.
And
But wait, what
They
were you
just
gonna
need to
say?
get back to the roots. That's
Well,
all.
yeah, that's my point, right? Is like, so Evil Dead Rise was not an Evil Dead movie. It's like dark and supposed
Right.
to be scary and
Well, yeah.
it doesn't have. It's just not Evil Dead. It's just not like Evil Dead is
Yeah.
like a humorous slapsticky type of thing.
Yeah. But Evil Dead, the first Evil Dead wasn't
Correct.
that, right?
Nope.
Like it was more serious, right?
I think the first Evil Dead is one of the scariest horror movies I've ever seen. When I was a kid and I watched Evil Dead, that felt like that movie. That felt like one of those movies where you like weren't supposed to see it.
It could have been real.
That was
yeah.
a dark one.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch it because it's been a long time, but I do remember it being quite dark and scary.
And that's also rare in not just horror movies, but movies in general, where like both the sequel and the original are both very, very good, despite being very different in their own rights. The only other two examples of this I could think of are Alien and Aliens, horror and action, and Terminator and Terminator 2, like straight sci-fi, horror, thriller, action, sci-fi.
Right.
I can't think of any other examples where that's the case, where like both the first and the second are both great and also do like a genre switch.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a million and they're going to let us
Probably.
know in the comments that we're wrong.
Please.
Yeah,
let us know.
But
yeah,
I can't really think of any others myself.
But yeah, I think Ash versus Evil Dead, the show, I think that show was incredible. I'm so upset that it didn't get, it got canceled, but like they had more to explore, I think.
That was right around COVID too, right? There was the strikes and stuff, I think, and they just didn't do anything else. I want to say, like, I don't remember when that show actually ended, but it had a good run.
Yeah.
Hit up Bezos' son, or the one that was a fan of The Expanse. That got The Expanse.
That was Bezos' son, yeah.
By Prime.
Hit
up his son and just
make him watch.
Maybe just put in a good word.
But
give him a little handy or something.
Damn.
On the table.
But that's the thing, right? Is like, okay, so now, but see, even still, he's done. He said, like, I'm moving on, right?
Yeah.
And that's understandable. So again, the question becomes, should the series persist without him? I don't think it should. If he were to say, yeah, I'm down to do more, there's probably some stuff that they could explore story-wise, but I don't think there really is more. Like, how many more of the same stories you could... I kind of vaguely remember how the series ended. I think they like ended up in another timeline. They were like, no, they went to the future, right? They like slept and they woke up. It was like far in the future. It was like almost like a cyberpunk dystopia they woke up in, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I think so. It's
So
been a while.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's more stuff they could do. I'm not a writer, but I would say without him, wrap it up. And let's move on because, like I said, you're not making Evil Dead movies at this point. You're making horror. You're making movies that are like gore fest and shock fest that have the Evil Dead name on them, and I don't think that's really what I want.
This is the fundamental problem with Hollywood, in that they have an IP that has made so much money, and even though everybody involved with the original stuff is gone, they know that IP will still make money no matter what they do with it. So if they can throw a little bit at it, make a little bit out of it, they don't care. They're just going to use it. And that's the problem with Hollywood. They use IP instead of letting it go and creating new IP or making it better with the characters involved.
Yeah, for sure. And so now so what's going to happen? We're just because Evil Dead Rise was very profitable. It was successful. It's a successful movie. People also loved it for some reason. And it's not a bad movie, whatever. So
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't Evil Dead.
Right. And so they're going to keep making more. We got one coming out, right? Evil Dead Burn. And it just looks like the same movie. And we're just going to keep getting this string of movies where it's like, oh, we found the Necronomicon. Now what? And it's like, that's going to get old very quickly. It's going to
devolve quickly. Yeah.
I don't even think this movie's going to be good. Like, I can't imagine it's good.
Because like possession horror is already pretty played out just because everything is that. So what else is
glad you said that, Marvin.
That's what Evil Dead is without Ash and like
exactly.
Raimi. It's just another just possession horror. So
that's literally what Evil Dead Rise was. It's like it was just a possession movie. Yeah. And we'll talk about it later, but So like the Mummy is the same thing. That's why I wanted to talk about this. It's the same movie. So, but yeah. So anyhow, I wanted to give Ash and Bruce Campbell his flowers, and so
Nice.
he said, thankfully, Evil Dead Rise made the most of any money we've made from any Evil Dead so far, and it validated the fact that we could get away from those main elements. You've got to find a new audience because the original Evil Dead fans, you get some of them, you're not going to get all of them. Me right here.
That's true.
Because they like those original elements. They like me and Sam and Ash and all that sort of crap. So, I guess he's saying that, like, hey, you got to take it to the next step. Without us, you got to try to move on without us, I guess is what he's trying to say.
You have to hand it to the next generation and hope they do something with it that he was able to do for our generation, is what it sounds like he's saying to me. Like, it was so good that we had to hand it off. And he didn't say whether it's in good hands or not. He just said, we were able to build this up, and now that story is over. It's time for a new one. I hope they, do with it what you will, but hopefully another generation can have an Evil Dead.
And this should,
but who knows?
This should fuel a little.
They'll probably just ruin it.
Probably. This should fuel a little speculation on how he feels about Evil Dead Rise. He said that he was offered a cameo in Evil Dead Rise, and he explained that I guess he just said that he's not part of any big overriding story going forward. So he did have that one little cameo, but it wasn't Ash. It was him. It was Bruce Campbell. He was the voice on the tape reading the like the Necronomicon spell or whatever if you guys remember.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But anyway,
I do think it could survive, but they just have to get back to the essence of Evil Dead. But the question is, can they even do that without Raimi?
I think they could.
Let alone without Ash. Ash.
I think they could if they go the route of Evil Dead. Ash versus Evil Dead. Like I like those characters, Pablo and I can't remember the girl's name, but
her name, yeah.
I like those characters, and I think they would be fun to see going forward. Ash versus Evil Dead. Let's see. We had Pablo and Kelly was her name. That's right.
Kelly.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Evil Dead Burn. I'm sure we will watch it and talk about it here on the show. So stick around, subscribe, do all that good stuff if you want to hear our thoughts on that when it comes out. And I will just leave everyone with this last thing before we move on to the news. Hail to the king, baby. Dusty, what do you got for us this week?
So we're going to continue this trend of talking about sequels and series and franchises.
Hell yeah.
It's the theme of the news. So the first question we have here is, do delays for whatever reason between sequels have any impact on movie franchises? Because I'm happy to inform everyone that the Batman 2 has started filming just over 6 years after the original started filming.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. Last year, people were starting to get irritated with delays, and that presence was felt online, which led James Gunn to say people should get off Matt's nuts.
He did.
Let the guy write the screenplay in the amount of time that he needs to write it. That was a year ago, almost to the day. But now we finally have Matt Reeves announcing the news. Filming is underway with his own post on social media. And there actually seems to be renewed interest in this rather than continued frustration. If you go look at his post, then the replies, everybody seems to be stoked about it, which, I mean, X can be a pretty controversial place. People would say, fuck you, it's too late. But you're not seeing that, so.
Not Twitter.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's been a while, and, certainly there are times when a franchise doesn't have a movie for a long time, but when you're supposed to have a sequel and you have a sequel and such delays, like the COVID era and the strikes and let him take his time to write a good script, make 6 years between sequels. Is that a problem in the industry, or?
Well, if you ask Hollow Point Grim here on Twitter, 6 years for a sequel is madness, and you're doubling down on progressive woke garbage. I cannot guarantee the film will literally be awful, but I can guarantee this: it won't make $1 billion at the box office, and that will mark almost 20 years since Batman has ever hit $1 billion. The Dark Knight Rises will
got
also
'em.
continue to be the highest grossing Batman film in history. You lost, Matt. Okay.
I mean, that's
Damn.
fine.
What does that even mean?
That
What does
means
that
nothing.
mean?
Anti-woke,
I-
fucking capitalist.
What about-
worshiping-
He was 200. He
Oh,
was
it's not
200
gonna do a
million short.
billion.
It's not like the Batman like bombed. He made 800 million with that movie. It almost did it.
Well, that's such a
So-
nonsensical thing. That's like the new thing on like Twitter when they talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
movies.
How much
like,
money a movie made?
Yeah, and if it doesn't make $1 billion,
And
it's not a success. But
well,
also, what is woke about
population
the
growth,
first Batman
inflation,
movie?
cost of tickets, all that. Yeah,
Can someone tell me?
I don't know.
I think it's because people
What
conflated
is
like.
woke about it?
I think
don't
it's
know.
because people conflated the like Riddler, because he amassed like a group of like online domestic terrorists.
Oh my
Basically,
God.
I think
If
people
they
related
find
that to
offense
like
in that,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
it's a dim problem. Like maybe
Yeah, I
change your fucking
right.
who you hang out with.
Woke
is
It's one of those political terms that got overused so much that it means anything and everything and nothing at the same time.
There's going to
So
be
when people use it,
another.
just like ignore.
Another big
Yeah,
controversy is going to
that
come
is
out of
true.
this movie. After hearing that Harvey Dent is going to be blackwashed, just cancel it already. No way I just waited 5
Oh,
years
that's
for the most
right.
important movie of my life to be wokeified by bad casting.
Black.
The
Can't
most-
believe he's gonna be black.
The most important movie of his life, bro. Could you believe
Yeah, that's
this?
wild. Batman 2, he's saying Batman 2 is the most important movie of his life.
I got to comment
with
on this.
Bobby P as Batman. What the is this guy on?
Bro. And I love the Batman, but come on.
Yeah.
It's a
Come on.
decent Batman movie.
What this
Not the
person
best.
what this person
The
is
sequel definitely will
I
be the
can
most
agree
important.
it's not the best, but I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
what this
Yeah.
person is referring to is, according to some Jeff Snyder leaks, Sebastian Stan was originally rumored to be playing Harvey Dent. Apparently, he's playing Victor Zsasz, a serial killer,
Right.
which I'm quite interested in because Victor Zsasz fits this Batman universe that Matt Reeves
Yes.
built in the first one. Zsasz is a very cool character. He's a serial killer. We love seeing Batman investigate and be the world's greatest detective. But
Mhm.
according to Jeff Snyder rumors, Brian Tyree Henry will be playing Harvey Dent, blackified. I don't know why anybody would be upset about this, because if we all remember and have
Oh,
a
you know
brain, Billy D. Williams once played Harvey Dent in the 1989 Batman from Tim Burton.
Oh.
So
Got him.
Oh,
I don't know really why this is a problem.
It was woke before it was woke.
Here it
Dan.
is right here, Billy D. Williams.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Brian Tyree Henry. He's
Well,
a good.
both of the
or
I'm
Billy
saying
D.
the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
that
yeah.
originally
All right. So yeah, Batman. The
Okay.
Batman Part 2 is also filming. Guess what? Also is starting to film. I put this down. I guess since we're talking about sequels, probably one of the only sequels I'm very excited for is the It Follows sequel. Directed.
This
Oh,
has got to
yeah,
be
I
one of
saw
the
that.
most anticipated amongst.
Don't let us down.
Not even maybe it's just like a horror thing. I don't know, but
It's supposed to be a time jump, I believe, like a 5 or 10 year time jump is what I heard or read.
Well, in the sequel, the threat is now everywhere. It's called They Follow.
Shit.
It's expected to enter production this summer. David Robert Mitchell is back directing. Micah Monroe's coming back, and we have Naomi Ackie coming in. I believe Naomi Ackie is the chick from she was in that, what was the movie we watched with where she was on the island, the Epstein Island? Was she in that?
oh,
Blink
was that her?
Twice. Yeah, she was in that.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
she
good
was
movie, too.
and she was also in Mickey 17.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did say the same thing. Yep. She's pretty good actress.
Yeah.
I like her.
So looking forward to They Follow. There it is. There's the poster. A film by David Robert Mitchell. It's everywhere. Neon is no slouch, by the way. Neon doesn't get the A24 credit, but Neon is no slouch.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Neon
Yeah.
puts out some good stuff. And in more sequel prequel news, we got another one.
Even more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ari
Another
Aster, possibly the
Uh-oh,
greatest
psychopath.
Ari
Speaking of
Aster,
psychopaths.
speaking of psychopaths, he has revealed that he has written a Hereditary prequel film. He says
Boy.
he says he never found the right time to make the film yet, but he wrote it.
Okay.
Now this
I don't
doesn't
know how I
say
feel about this.
this doesn't say he's filming it. It just says that he wrote the script.
Oh, he wrote it.
I know how I feel about it.
How do you feel about it?
Oh
Tell
yeah,
us.
Dusty
I don't-
thought it was overrated. I think that's what I remember.
Didn't like that.
You don't like
Didn't
Hereditary?
like it. That's crazy.
It was all right.
I'm sensing a little contrarian vibes. If I'm being no, I'm kidding.
You know, my cousin Vince also thought it was kind of whack. I believe
Vince doesn't count though. He don't even like Goldeneye.
Shout out Vince.
Vince doesn't even like Goldeneye, bro. He can't be trusted.
Perfect Dark's better than Goldeneye. That's why. Oh geez, no, real 64 players.
You're never gonna get
You didn't really play
the
that
younger
shit, Dan.
generation.
Yes, I
to
did.
appreciate
Do
old
you know how many
games.
You were already
hours?
out in the streets by then.
Do you know how many hours I have on Goldeneye and Perfect Dark, bro? Come on.
Nah, I got thousands of hours on Perfect Dark.
I have thousands of hours on Goldeneye. I did like Perfect Dark though. But anyway, I can't believe you didn't. How could you not like Hereditary? It's genuine. It's like one of the best horror movies in like the last 50 years. Like, what are we saying?
It's good. Okay, I'm not saying it was bad. I get overrated. I don't know. It wasn't that good to me. It was okay.
Okay, so it wasn't bad, but
Matter
it
of
was
fact, it
overrated.
actually fits quite well into what I want to talk about with The Mummy later on, which is the fact that the possession genre
my
is
leg's going to.
dead, buried. But Hereditary,
Oh, okay.
Hereditary made that shit its own. Marvin's literally dying of a Charlie horse as we speak.
No, my legs went to sleep somehow.
Tingles.
Ooh, that shit right there.
That'll wake you up. But yeah, so we might get a Hereditary prequel at some point. Do we need one? I don't think so. I trust Ari Aster,
don't think
though.
so,
I
either.
mean, he's kind of like, I mean, not kind of. He's
Is
just,
Ari Aster? Did he do the
sure did.
bow shit?
Yep. Bo was
The one Dan
the Bo
hated.
shit. He did
Bo
Bo
was
is
Afraid.
Afraid. Still never
I fucking
finished
like
it.
Bo.
He did obviously most recently. What was the movie we watched with the COVID one with Pedro?
Oh yeah, Pedro. Yeah.
I forget the name. That was a good one.
Took place in Arizona. Mexico,
Come on,
somewhere
what was
down
the
there,
name of that movie?
Southwest.
That movie was incredible. Eddington.
Eddington.
I wasn't big on that one either.
Dusty
I'm
hates
not a
everything.
huge Ari Aster fan.
You didn't like Midsummer?
No,
Come on.
I wasn't big on that one either. It was all right, but that was an interest. It was an
gotta
interesting watch, but I didn't love it.
Folks, we're putting up applications for new co-hosts. You can check it out on harshlanguage.tv if you want to
There
be
you go.
you want to replace Dusty on the show. But no, anyway, so we might be getting that at some point. I don't know. I don't think that movie needs one, but I mean, it could be cool to explore like the cult stuff, having to do with that demon and shit like that. Like that could be cool, but maybe not. I don't know. If it's coming from him, I'll give him a little bit of credit because he's a great filmmaker. So I would trust him more than just like, hey, we're making a random prequel to this movie that everybody loved because we know it's going to generate a ton of money. Because if that was the case, he would have done it already. He knows it's going to make a lot of money. He's just saying, I wrote it and there was never a good time to like do it. So he's not rushing to do it, which bodes well. He's doing it for the right reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me.
That's good. Yeah.
So
Okay.
he said, this is a really interesting month with Curry and Kane. Aster said, I hadn't seen Kane's shorts until Backrooms came out. He's really interesting. He's 20 years old. What he's been doing on Blender. I think he's clearly following a vision. I'm thrilled to see that. That's so exciting. Hereditary itself was part of a broader movement in modern horror, though it is one that Aster rejects. Aster's films often get lumped in with Robert Eggers and others under the umbrella of elevated horror. We talk about that a lot here. Aster clarified that he never used that label himself. Quote, I hate the term elevated horror, especially because it's sort of a box that I was put in, and horror fans took umbrage, Aster said. Who do you think you are? I didn't say it. I didn't say it. So,
I respect that.
Yeah. He's got a lot of good opinions, and we'll see. I don't know. He said, one last thing. I felt like I was working in a tradition. Astor said, I wasn't trying to change anything. The film is very almost self-consciously nodding to Rosemary's Baby at the end of the film. I wanted to be explicit about it because I felt indebted. I was just trying to make a really good horror movie. And that he did.
That he did.
That he did. So what else you got for us, Dusty?
All right. Well, we kind of touched on this question earlier, but do too many sequels affect a movie franchise?
Oh, absolutely.
Matt Damon helped launch a franchise. Too many sequels. Do too many sequels affect a franchise?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Matt Damon helped launch a franchise that has accrued 5 films and a failed spin-off show.
There's a spin-off show of
and
Bourne movies?
It was called Treadstone. Yeah, it was on USA for like 1 season, I think. And they're always looking to do another one, apparently. The first Jason Bourne film, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. Marvin, speaking of spin-off shows, did you know that Apple has a new show that's a spin-off of For All Mankind that's from the Russian perspective?
Ooh, I love that, actually.
It's called Star City. It's supposed to be really good.
You haven't even started the show.
I know.
Motherfucker.
It's supposed to be really good.
I think I stopped at like season 6 or 7. I need to finish that one too.
There's City.
6?
What?
There's 6
For All Mankind?
seasons of For All Mankind?
Aren't
my
there?
God, I need to catch up.
Yeah, Marvin's trying to throw shade at me. He doesn't even know how many seasons there are.
I gotta get a Biden brain check.
Am I thinking of the wrong show here?
Probably.
I'm checking out something here. There's 5 seasons of For All Mankind.
Okay, 5.
Sorry to throw us off on a tangent, but yes, For All Mankind has a spin-off series, Star City.
Yeah, it was
so were you.
Yeah,
you were 2. You said 4.
So, Bourne.
Anywho. Yeah, Bourne. The first Jason Bourne film released 24 years ago. And while Damon wasn't in all of them, Jeremy Renner got to play somebody in one of those movies. He would happily reprise his role. He was speaking with Parade magazine, and he was asked about the franchise, and he had this to say, quote, "We're always looking to try to get another one of these because we loved it, everyone who worked on them. So there's always some attempt going on to write, to come up with a new story. So if you have anything, let us know," end quote.
Yeah, I got something.
The franchise has grossed $1.5 billion at the box office, and that's not something the studios tend to leave alone.
It's a lot of money.
What do you guys think? Make another one
to take
and
anything.
Tap that IP again, or just leave it alone?
Well,
yeah, but this is one of those situations where everybody who did all of them loved them and will probably be involved again. So it's not like Evil Dead Rise, where it's a new generation, a new group of people. It would be a new story in the lore of what we know.
Well, Marvin, what do you think?
Of like
a new Bourne movie.
The concept of a new Bourne.
Have you seen the Bourne movies?
I've seen 2 of them.
The first one's amazing.
There's 3, right? There's 3 or
there's 5.
Okay, there's 5. I didn't know there's 5.
There's the first 3, which are really good.
Matt Damon is in 4.
I'm thinking of the
them.
first 3, the first, like the good 3.
Then there's
I've seen 2 of the good 3.
Then there's the 4th one that had Jeremy Renner in it, I think.
Yes.
And then the 5th one, which was just Bourne, I think.
Jason Bourne or Bourne, yeah.
Something like that. And then they bring him back. I didn't see that one.
And
yeah, he's back.
And then they did the show on USA called Treadstone.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the overarching lore of the Bourne universe is that, like, you know, whatever secret program to create like a super soldier or whatever the was going on in those movies.
Yep.
Which, like, is very much like
Captain America Wolverine light type storyline.
I was going to say more like a movie we made Marvin watch a while back, Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis.
Yeah. Great movie.
What? Don't even say you saw it first, because we made you watch that. That one I remember.
We had seen. We talked about this. I had seen that. That was not a Make Marvin watch. That was a Christmas movie that we were watching for Christmas, the month of December. We had 4 Christmas movies.
That's not possible.
I had already. How is that not possible? I told you in the show that was my mom's favorite movie. Of course, I've seen it multiple times.
I don't remember that at all. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that's because I got good memory.
No, you don't. That's the.
I have good long-term memory.
Oh, that's right.
Bad short-term memory. You have bad long-term memory and borderline bad short-term.
I have bad all-term memory.
All-term.
I do. I'm at that age now. I'm getting my memories evaporating. I woke up, my wrists hurt today. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I just have my wrists just hurt. Like I'm at that age where shit just hurts.
You
But
gotta
anyway,
get back out in the streets. You should have went out with.
You're not there
when the
yet.
Knicks
You're
won.
just
get some of your
edging into
youth
it.
back.
get some of your youth hang from a light pole or something.
Yeah, rip your shirt off.
Climb some
You know what I'm
scaffolding. Anyway, shout
Mom
out to
Donnie, you got it. It's something in the water.
Shout out to Mom Donistan. About to buy this shirt. You want to see this shit?
I want to buy that shirt. That sounds fire.
Yo, buy it. It's literally online. Here, look, right here.
How much is it? $30 or something?
I don't know.
Oh, that's fire. That's amazing.
I'm buying it. Great shirt.
Is it that's the only color?
Yeah, it's the Knicks. Just search Mom Donistan shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
New York is so up, bro.
I need to start using a handkerchief. Just have a handkerchief around, like a old ass man. Just wipe,
Unless you're a
my
Rangers
eyes.
fan.
You see this, Dusty? This is what happens when you have
Oh Lord.
socialism. You win a championship. The city's prosperous. We're making money. We're kicking out deadbeat landlords. Taxing the rich. Let's go, baby.
Taxing the rich.
Anyway, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, Born. So
Socialism's back.
Yeah.
Socialism's back. My argument would be, Marvin didn't even make his. What were you gonna say about the Bourne movie? Do you think too many sequels or what? What do you think?
In this case, I don't.
I
I
agree.
think they could do a lot with this universe.
I agree.
I don't think it relies on any particular individual.
I agree.
As long as they keep the spirit of the universe and the vibe of the Bourne series, it can go a long way. So
I have a little bit of a different argument.
They successfully did it with Renner, so
Can't
they've
stop wiping
proven
his
they can.
Woo,
Leaking.
Lord knows.
But
I don't know what it is.
the Renner movie wasn't
why-
that good. I don't think.
That's why I can't get LASIK. If I get
It's all right.
LASIK, oh my God,
It'll be-
my eyes are gonna be gone.
Maybe it'll fix your teary eye problem.
And there's no way. Never heard that happened before.
Never been done before.
Sometimes you talk like an old black dude sitting on his porch, but like from like the 60s, and it's so funny. Like
You know I'm from the South, right?
I
That's
know,
why.
but that's why it's funny. It's like a Southern thing, but I don't like have that. I don't have
You
that
gotta-
experience.
You gotta get me when I'm around my family. That's when it really jumps out.
Where you're like,
When I'm around Vince and shit,
oh Lord, your Lord
Yeah.
knows I don't.
it gets real bad. It's code switching, man.
Yeah, you don't have to code switch around
Happens.
me and Dusty.
It's,
Dusty's whiter than me. I have a lot of black.
It's
friends.
America's fault. They got me. You know what I'm saying? Got a code switch. It's in my fucking DNA now.
Damn.
Thanks, America.
Yeah. Thanks.
Think I'm whiter than you.
Thanks. What do you say?
Think I'm a little darker than you, buddy. I don't know.
Than me? Yeah.
Oh yeah, then we talk about this because of Dan's lighting.
No, you're tan. No, I am also pale. He is tan as shit. He's very tan, but I mean, I'm like whiter. I'm like
Culturally,
blacker culturally than you are.
than coded.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that statement,
From
but
Oklahoma.
That's fair.
I
Anyhow, before we get our channel shut down, I have a different argument. I think because the Bourne movies are very closely related, I feel like, to James Bond. A little different. But like
Yeah.
if Bond could have 40 movies or whatever and still kind of be fresh or fresh
Sure.
enough to be successful still, I think this
Yeah.
could. It's a little bit different, but
that has been that they would have to create new characters other than Jason Bourne for the Treadstone project to go forward, or they could reboot it as Jason Bourne every time because
Well,
that's
the-
what Bond does.
well, the thing that's interesting about Bond is that you watch those movies for him. It's his.
Yes.
It's his stories. It's like what he's doing, like
Correct.
who he's, like
Yeah.
what
You
girl.
could just keep telling his.
right.
Yeah.
It's like what girl he's gonna be like
It's
hanging
basically
out with.
like a long rap video, is what James
Bond.
Bond
Mhm.
is.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
You just watch it. You want to see the cars. You want to see
Mhm.
the suits.
The girls, like the
Girls,
girls,
the guns.
the
yeah.
villain.
He's just a rapper. He's basically just a rapper. It's crazy.
Yeah, he is.
Mm.
He's the goat. Better than Eminem.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne, I don't think has that same smoke.
No.
It's a little bit more of like
It'll stick around for a while though. What do you
closed-in
get?
story.
They've got so So we've got 5 movies and a failed spin-off show. I don't think they'll try another show, but they might. But you think we'll get another 4 or 5 movies out of the Bourne
Probably
series?
not. And I don't think the world is clamoring for more Jason Bourne movies, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's like a good watch, but it's definitely like a sleeper kind of vibe. The Bourne movies, I think.
Now they are. I
don't
mean,
think it's
back
like
when they
a-
came out, they were pretty popular. Like, is there
were
a person out there that's like, damn, I wish they would make another Bourne movie? Like,
But
There's
that's
always a
one where
person.
you
There's
can like
always a person.
binge the original trilogy. You don't just go back to watch one movie. Like if you go back and watch that, you want to watch all 3.
the
And
first
there's
3, yeah,
not
they're
a lot
very,
True.
yeah,
they're very tied together. The first one's obviously the best one for like hands down.
sure.
But yes, you're right. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get more. Maybe we'll get more. We'll see. Leave a comment, folks. Do you want more Jason? Are you the one person out there that wants more Jason Bourne movies? Let us know.
Yep.
What else you got for us, Dusty?
All right. Well, we're continuing the trend of many sequels, and we have Anna Faris, who gives a bit of a tell-all interview with Variety regarding being egregiously underpaid and having to choose between getting sued or keeping her friendship with the Wayans, who were booted from the franchise by the Weinsteins. We're talking about Scary Movie 6. It has a franchise best $55 million domestic opening.
Really?
And Anna is finally getting a proper paycheck for this movie. Yeah. So, yeah, good stuff.
So
She apparently. Go ahead. What's the question?
no, go ahead.
Statement.
No, you go. You go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So she talks about opening up and getting into this franchise. She graduated college with an English degree in like '99 and wanted to be a novelist. But through a series of circumstances, she found herself doing an audition for Keenen Ivory Wayans. She signed a 3-picture deal, making just under $50,000. I think it's $46,000 for the first movie, and not much for the following films. When asked about to elaborate on being undervalued, she said this, quote, well, I was not invited back for Scary Movie 5, and I think it was because of age and money. I don't think I ever got a male comparative paycheck. I know I didn't, nor did Regina. We didn't make money that you can hide away, end quote. And then when she was asked about the Wayans leaving the franchise, this was her reply. So in 2002, that was the last time I talked to Keenen. He called me and said that the franchise had been taken away from them, and he asked me not to do it. It was such a devastating moment in the sense that I admired Keenen so much, and he was asking me to do something, but I was under contract. He said, all they could do is sue you. And I'm thinking, I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment by the farmer's market. So no, I ain't getting sued.
I don't even.
Anyway, she didn't say that. She didn't say that last part. I just kind of filled that in. But yeah. That'd be my sentiment too, Wayne.
Go ahead, Marvin.
I actually didn't realize Anna Faris wasn't in Scary Movie 5.
I didn't realize the
I haven't
Wayans
seen
got
it yet.
kicked off of those movies.
So what? They got the rights back then?
Keenen,
yeah.
I think Keenen got booted out. Marlon still does some acting
Marvin
in them, but I
Wayans.
don't know that they have
I wish
Marlon.
I
Yeah,
was Wayans.
I don't think they have any creative control of it anymore. Yeah, the Weinstein brothers.
No, they do
took
now.
control over it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
According to
They do
this
now.
article.
Okay, so something happened.
Yeah, because
They
in
got it back.
2025, Marlon, I believe, called Anna Faris and asked her if she was ready to do Scary Movie 6. And so, yeah.
I don't think I've seen any of them after 2. I might have seen 3. What was
Okay.
3? Was 3 the one with the
So
saw
what's-
puppet? I don't remember any
I
of
don't
them other than
remember.
2. I remember 1 and 2.
Yeah,
That's
2
it.
and 1. 1 and 2 are godlike.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Especially 2. 2 is funnier than 1, arguably.
Oh, for sure. Well, maybe not for sure. Arguably,
My
they're so
strong
close.
hand.
There's some. That's the part that really carries.
My
The
favorite
strong
fucking-
hand and the guy in the wheelchair. Oh my god! I'll
Genuinely.
do it myself.
And Tim Curry's in it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And genuinely, one of my, I think one of the
Oh, yeah,
funniest
Tim
moments
Curry.
in movie history for me is the scene where Tim Curry's flirting with Anna Faris in the kitchen. She's in the red dress, and he's like making out with her. And then it turns out it's what's his name? The gay dude, the guy who's like gay, and he's also wearing the red dress. And she's like, she goes, "What about you?" And it turns to him, and he's wearing the same dress, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, me, nah. I got this on Friday. I got it at Macy's. This shit is hot though, right?" It's so- I forget the exact
Oh
wording,
my god. Yeah.
but he's just casually eating a banana. He's like, "Oh,
just
me?
in his dress.
Nah, mine. Nah, I got mine on Friday. I got that shit at Macy's. It's hot, right?
Oh, because she was wearing the mistress's dress,
yeah.
right?
It's
the
from
dead mistress or
they
whatever.
were spoofing. What was it? House on Haunt? No, not House on Haunting Hill. The haunting. One of those like haunting movies from.
Yeah.
What the fuck was it spoofing? I can't remember, but it was very similar.
Sure.
It was like the Henry Kane was like the dead property guy, and like it was his wife's dress or whatever. Yeah, so funny.
So good.
I just came down to get a banana. That's so funny.
Scary movies. Great franchise.
I haven't
but yeah,
seen them
she's
after that,
an
I don't think.
This is an interesting interview. She talks about her struggles with trying to make ends meet and trying to be a Hollywood professional, and the fandom back then was like being on a hot women list in a magazine for really social media and internet, and
yeah,
so it's a pretty good read. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that they signed her to a 3-picture deal, and then she kind of got stuck in that, and then kind of over for money, but. Glad she's doing well now and getting paid and getting her flowers now. It seems to be
for
her
sure.
sticking at it and riding through the hardship really paid off because she's getting her due. She's got 3 other movies I think coming out this year,
and even
which should all
more
do pretty well.
Even more important than that, I think the biggest takeaway from this is that you said this is the franchise best, 55 million.
Yeah.
Again, we're here talking about another situation where, just like Obsession, just like Backrooms, where audiences are telling studios what they want. Okay? If a old, dated spoof movie franchise could do this well in 2026, that means that audiences want it. And when we talked about Pizza Movie, that was one of the things we said, that they don't make movies like that anymore, good or bad, whether you like them or not. They don't make them anymore. There used to be so much variety in the film industry, and now there's not much. And so this bodes well. Maybe we are on a corrective course.
I think there's too much variety, but not much floats to the top.
Yeah.
Interesting. Marlon Wayne said, to market this movie, said, we're bringing comedy back. Maybe he was right.
We're getting rid of cancel culture.
That's what
comedy
he says. That's how he
so
framed it.
dumb.
But comedy movies haven't been good in a while. And even Seth Rogen was commenting on this. I saw a little brief thing. I didn't even bother to
Yeah, he's trending.
copy it for the news. He's trending because he said he hasn't talked to James Franco.
Yeah,
and probably
another
has no plans to work with him.
same. He said the same thing he said before. Yeah,
But he also said that a movie like Superbad would never get made today because Hollywood has this risk aversion mentality.
yes.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
You said super bad?
Yeah.
I
Because he
think
wrote
super
that.
bad could get made today easily.
You think so?
I do. Yeah.
Well, the last movie similar to it was the one with the kids. What was that one called again? Sex something or other. Remember it was with the little kids?
Oh.
You just talking about kids? The
It's with-
old movie?
No. It's with no.
Oh.
The movie that
I was
had
like, what
kids in it. It's where the word coom came from. Remember they call it coom instead of cum?
I don't remember that movie. Hasn't there been some raunchy comedies though that have come out? Didn't you watch a couple of them, Dan? And you were like, "Oh, I missed this, and I like this." Like
Yeah,
the
but they're-
pizza movie.
but they're
that
not-
was kind of
but-
like
Yeah, but they're nothing movies. They're not going to theaters and doing. You know what I mean? I'm talking about movies that they're in
they
the
put like a lot of marketing behind.
No, they're
them
just
and
in
stuff,
the culture.
or-
People are going to see Scary Movie. That's maybe it's because
Oh.
of name recognition.
Well, I mean, you said they wouldn't make those movies today, and that's why I said they
Well,
would.
Seth
I mean, they
Rogen
are
said that.
making them.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Good
I mean,
Boys.
they-
Good Boys.
Good
Good
boys. Yeah,
boys.
that's right.
And Good Boys came out in, let's see,
That's not even the most
2019.
recent, like raunchy comedy.
Well,
Comedy though.
I think
right?
what Seth Rogen is talking about is you will get movies like Pizza Movie, like some of the ones that I've mentioned that I've watched, but they're indie
Johnny
movies.
Stanicki or whatever the
Ricky
fuck it was called.
Johnny Stanicki, Ricky Stanicki. But they're like indie movies that go on streamers. They're not being put out into theaters. I think that's what he means. Studios don't want to make these types of movies anymore because of risk aversion. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think this is what audiences are saying. Hey, we want this shit. So
I don't know.
Go ahead.
There's some truth to that, but
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
He works in the industry, so I don't know.
Have you seen Kids, Dan?
Of course, yeah.
Nine? Okay.
I never want to see it again.
All right. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Before we move
We'll
on to
see.
your last piece of news, I got some more AI stuff to talk about. We love talking about AI stuff here on the podcast.
We don't.
So the GOAT himself, Marty Scorsese, is
That's right.
yeah.
he's in the crossfire because of some comments he made about AI. Actually, not comments. He made a
I
partnership.
fired a shot.
Yeah, you did. I think that's how I found out about this. So he, he's been accused by the Art Directors Guild as turning his back on human artists. The reason being is because Marty has done a partnership with a generative AI thing. And they are quoted saying, Mr. Scorsese asks the question, how do you communicate what you see in your head to your cast and crew? He claims the solution is the use of this generative AI program to do the jobs that are rightfully the jurisdiction of Art Directors Guild. Generative AI is only capable of producing this type of cinematic intelligence by ingesting large swaths of copyrighted work, likely scraped from the internet without consent, credit, compensation, or transparency. The skills of Art Directors Guild Local 800 artists and designers bring the highest level of value to any film or television production. To think their professional contributions can be mimicked or outshone by generative AI, which is built on work likely stolen from them and many other artists from around the world, is a betrayal of the collaborative nature of cinema. Which is interesting for a man who says the Marvel movies are not cinema. So it begs the question, Mr. Scorsese, what to you is actually cinema?
That is a good question, Dan. Somebody should ask him.
Because get him on the podcast, hit him up.
Get him on the phone.
Because if I'll ask the hard questions, I ain't gonna be no Joe Rogan sitting in front of Trump being like, "Hey, did you like not asking if he fucked children?" I gotta cut that. I can't put that in this. I'll ask the hard questions. I won't be Joe Rogan sitting in front of some politician.
That was crazy.
And just like a clapping seal to whoever he talks to. But yeah, this motherfucker's going around saying, well, the Marvel movies aren't cinema. Well, what the fuck is this? This is cinema? AI is cinema?
Yeah.
Earlier this month, Black Forest Labs unveiled Scorsese as its new advisor in an effort to push the bounds of creativity to create deeper and richer experiences for audiences. In Scorsese's own statement about the partnership, he said, cinema is a young medium and that filmmakers have to be open about how it can evolve. Quote, with this tool, I could share what I'm visualizing more clearly and efficiently to my creative team, the production designer, art designer, and cinematographer, for them to build on to enrich cinematic intelligence. The
checks are coming, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
They're coming. They got to be hit crazy.
Do you think he'll do a 180 and say, I was wrong? The MCU is, at least the first three phases are cinematic.
He's do this.
No.
Peak cinematic masterpieces? Or
He's going to hit this one, Dan.
He's like 100 years old. Oh, yeah. The cinema. Yeah. I mean,
Love that.
I don't know, man.
So you think he's maybe being talked into these deals? Is he like up there with the...
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. He's up there with those actresses that got the check.
Getting too old.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but it ain't just actresses, because we got another one. We've lost another one.
I'm not surprised by this one at all.
Yeah, Mr. Dwayne Johnson.
Classic.
How do we lose Dwayne Johnson? Is he dead?
No. Well, he did have a. He did have
I'm just kidding.
He did have a cancer scare, apparently.
Oh shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I guess he discovered a lump on one of his testicles and went to the doctor in the morning before the doc felt the lump and said it was probably epididymitis, inflammation of a tube, some testicular stuff. So that's, check your balls, kids. Always touch your balls, feel your balls, so you don't get cancer.
I mean, you can get lumps from other stuff like that. There's one where you can get like a swollen, one of your veins. I got like an enlarged swollen in my enlarged vein in my shit. So
There's calcium
definitely get it checked.
deposits and stuff. Yeah.
Definitely get it checked.
But we're not here to talk about balls, although we should talk about balls. Everybody should touch their balls so you don't get cancer. As the great Tom Green said. But he quote on AI, quote, "I've always been an advocate for embracing big change." It's so funny how everybody's just an advocate for change. "After taking a hard look at it, we can either stick our heads in the sand and be afraid, or we could say, okay, we're here. Let's see. Let's explore." So he's the latest, echoing the same sentiment. It's almost like they got a script to say, because every single one of these is saying the exact same thing, just worded slightly different.
Yep.
Okay. And somebody on Twitter made a good point that I want to shout out. They said, "Listen, bad people are going to use this tech to exploit others. Who I'm referring to is me. I'm going to do it." He's satirically quoting The Rock. "Listen, bad people are going to use this tech to exploit others. Who I'm referring to is me. I'm going to do it. So you're either going to have to start using it and lose your jobs, or lose your jobs. Jobs I could have given you, but I've decided this will make me more money." That's literally what they're saying. Like, give me a fucking break.
Bad people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And slowly but surely we're starting to see this. So, like, listen, they're cutting some fat checks, and we're seeing who
they're hitting
are taking them.
And it's crazy because the people that are taking them are already filthy rich. So it's like, what is wrong with you?
It's going to be interesting to see what happens once the AI bubble pops.
Sam Altman-Fried all over again.
Sam Altman is,
Crypto guy.
Are they the same name as Sam Altman?
He paid all the celebrities.
No, you're
he
mixing
paid all
two
the guys.
people. Sam Altman's the OpenAI guy.
Oh, is he? Who's the crypto guy? He's got a weird name.
Yeah, isn't his
free.
name like some? I thought it was. Oh man, you're right. I'm mixing the two. I thought it was
you are
Sam
right.
Altman-Fried, but yeah, he paid all the celebrities to pimp his crypto.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah,
Sam Bankman-Fried. I'm sorry, I got the middle name wrong.
Wow, it's probably the same guy actually. He just remixed the name a little bit.
AI.
Changes
doing it from
his
prison.
face. But once this AI bubble bursts, it's going to be really interesting to see where people. I feel like everybody's going to just backpedal and shit.
Right.
But yeah.
Yep.
So, what's your last piece of news, Dusty?
Oh shit! Hold on one second. Okay, we have Lee Cronin.
I don't know if you heard me say earlier. It's really funny that you pulled this as a story, because it's like one of my biggest criticisms of the movie. But go on.
Like many directors, is a fan of Easter eggs. Now, this title, I feel like, is a bit misleading.
I don't think it is, because I saw the interview with him.
Okay. All right. Well, it was revealed that some characters in the Evil Dead Rise and the Mummy films share a last name. I think Bigsley is the name.
Yeah.
The professor that he goes to, and the girl in Evil Dead. Cronin merely dismissed it initially when asked about it when this movie released in theaters, The Mummy I'm talking about. But as some time passed, he was asked again, this time by Polygon, and he essentially said the same thing. He said, quote, "So the professor in The Mummy has the same surname as some of the characters in Evil Dead Rise. It could be the typical Irish family thing. I've got cousins I've never met. That's probably as far as the connection goes," end quote. So he's reiterated this twice. But he does continue to add, if you look closely, you might find a golden cheese grater lamp lurking in one scene as well. There's a couple of little moments like that in the first half of the Mummy, if you look closely. So I don't know. This came off to me like he's more a fan of putting Easter eggs of his work in his films. In every film he does, a nod or an homage to films he's already done.
Maybe.
But if I didn't read this entirely and he said, I am developing a multiverse, then I'm totally wrong. But I think the title is a little bit of a clickbait to get you to read on and click it or listen to the interview or whatever.
Probably. But
it seems to me like he feels like these are my movies. I'm going to put it. It's like an artist signing a painting. And I am okay with directors doing that as long as you're not trying to push. This is my, like the Sheridan verse is the video game thing. Fucking stupid, whatever. But
video game. What are they making
it's
a Dutton Ranch video game?
Open world Sheridan verse video game. Yes, it's been announced. Paramount wants to make it.
What?
Anyways,
Was it going to be Red Dead Redemption with the Duttons?
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
get me out of this
But
life.
yeah, Lee
Huge.
Cronin likes the he likes the Easter eggs, and that's what I took from this interview. Maybe you took it differently. Let me know. What do you think, Dan?
Well, I think one of the biggest criticisms that I have about The Mummy, which we're going to talk about here very shortly, is that it is literally a copy paste of Evil Dead Rise, and I think the critics and audiences have said similar, and I think this is a way of him to just sort of like skirt that criticism to be like, oh yeah, well, it's in the same universe. Personally.
Right.
Because this is one of the most creatively bankrupt movies I've ever seen in my life. But we'll see what you guys think about it.
Are we gonna? I mean, yeah, okay,
That's fire.
I'm okay. I guess the only thing I try to get from this news is I don't think he's trying to create his own multiverse where he's trying to force
No, I don't think that. No.
different people into different movies. I think it's more of like an Easter egg thing, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with directors doing that any movie they make.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fine. Sure. But when you are making a movie...
That's fine.
No, that's fine. I'm saying I don't mind Easter eggs. I think Easter eggs are fun. But when your movie is literally almost a one-to-one of your previous movie, of a different franchise, and you're getting criticism of that, it's easy to be like, well, it's in the same universe. So now the lack of... let's just save it for the review. But anyhow...
I mean, it's...
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what it... I mean,
It's
I don't
like
mind
it would be like it's Steven Spielberg put like a toy model of Jaws in the background of
cool.
Disclosure Day. I got no fucking problem with that. Like, you do that all the live long day. But if you're trying to tie that movie to Jaws through an overarching story, and we're supposed to be following, no, don't do that. Just
no. We don't. Not everything has to be the Avengers. You know.
Correct. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the news I have.
All right. Well, thank you for the news, Dusty. Folks, leave a comment down below on any of the topics that we discussed. Leave your input. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And let's get into today's review. We're talking about Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I think the possession horror genre is dead, boys. Out of ideas, running on fumes, the whole thing. And The Mummy might be the best evidence for that argument that I've seen in a while. Lee Cronin had this entire monster mythology to work with. Ancient Egypt, a mummy, centuries of mythology that almost no modern horror movie has touched that I could remember. A different IP entirely with actual real money behind it because his previous film, Evil Dead Rise, did not have a big budget. And what comes out the other end of this movie is a possessed kid, a family that won't get her help, a full exorcism by the third act, spoilers, and the Egyptian stuff like barely matters. It's wallpaper on top of the exact same structure we've seen 100 times. If a completely different monster with real resources behind it still ends up as the same possession movie that we've seen over and over again, is it just a writing problem on this one movie or a broader problem with the possession subgenre? Let's discuss.
Well, I would like to preface this by saying that I did due diligence. I hadn't seen any of them in a while, so I sat down and I watched all 3 Mummy movies.
But you know,
and I know this isn't the Mummy. I know that this isn't the Mummy in that it is the Mummy, but it is because it's called the Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
That's
so
fair.
essentially, it's, you know, and it's not all that dissimilar. We have a storyline wherein somebody does something bad, they get a curse put on them, somebody unburies them,
I guess.
and then you have the like, what is the? It's very,
I guess.
very. I mean, the Tom Cruise Mummy it went off the rails when they brought in Dr. Jekyll and Hyde and all that.
Leave it to you to
supernatural
connect
shit.
this random horror movie to a franchise that has no connection, but I get where you're coming from. What were you going to say?
I
Marvin?
mean,
sorry, go ahead, Dusty.
no, I just think I don't know.
No, they shouldn't have
this
named it The
movie
Mummy.
would have
I
been
agree with
better. This should have been called the Nasmaranian
The
or whatever
anything.
the fuck
It doesn't
was.
matter, but
the anything other than the Mummy, because it's like I didn't feel I felt like I was watching The Exorcist, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, is he also doing The Exorcist? And I was like, oh no, that's
Sure
Mike
was.
Flanagan.
Nope.
So holy shit, like
he sure thought he was doing The Exorcist, but we'll get to it.
Well,
Marvin, what were you going to say?
Yeah, it devolved into The Exorcist, but
Yeah.
I thought it started off, lore-wise, started off strong. I thought it was going to be like the next best thing since sliced bread, but as you guys said, it kind of quickly just devolved into like the same
everything
cookie cutter possession horror. So
let me ask your thoughts. Do you guys think that the possession genre is dead? I can't remember the last one that I saw that was original, other than what we talked about earlier in the show, Hereditary. Hereditary is essentially a possession movie by the end of it. Not really, but by the end of it, it is that. And that is an original spin on it, I think. Other than that, I can't remember one that is original.
yeah, like outside of like Alien type, like I don't know, Mimic. Or
I'm talking like demonic possession.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
How about you,
Can't.
Marvin?
I can't either.
Now, I don't know if this movie actually proves it, nor do
Like
I think...
the Mummy is why I bring it up, because
that's not really a possession.
that was a love
movie.
story. Okay, you're right. It wasn't possession per se.
They
but
just resurrected
it was
an old...
about a resurrection, cursed. Yeah, they resurrected
that was
a
like an
cursed
action
Egyptian,
movie,
which is
too. It wasn't
exactly what the
horror.
story is.
Action
They just
adventure,
put
yeah.
a different twist on it. Yeah.
It has horror elements, the first one. I remember I was scared of the
Sure,
first when I was a
it
kid. The
100%
first one
does,
was
yes.
kind of scary when I was a kid.
It's PG-13 because
Yeah.
they didn't need
Yeah,
to
when you're a
put the
kid,
body
I
horror, and
guess.
Lee Cronin has a body horror
Marvin,
fetish.
curses
and
are
I hate
scary.
it, but
Curses are
Yeah.
scary. But is it fair to judge a movie
are
against, like a possession movie against The Exorcist? Absolutely not. The Exorcist is one of the greatest movies ever made, and it certainly set the standards for what a possession movie is. But I don't think, I mean, you got to change it up a little bit. I mean, we're how many years past The Exorcist? The Exorcist came out in when
60
1973. Like it's like we gotta change things up a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I would say there's probably two camps of opinion that the possession genre can really just not generate good ideas anymore, original ideas, and it just could only hijack like other IPs and formulas. I think this movie is proof of that. That's where my stance comes from. But then you could probably be maybe in the other camp where it's just like, this is just not a good movie, and it's isolated to this movie specifically. I'm just curious which side of the aisle you guys are falling more on. I'm more of camp A. I think the whole genre is like, got to take a break.
Yeah, I recently watched that the last Conjuring as well, which is obviously like the possession of the decade or whatever. Like, and I mean, it was. I was glad it was done. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it was kind of just more of this. It was like the final boss of possession, essentially.
Yeah.
So, I'm definitely glad that series is done. And I would like to see things other than possession.
Yeah.
Especially with this movie falling or like failing the way it did, with having such a good lore and like different possession type background. If this fails, I think there's no hope for possession. Like, even with something as original as this, it just failed. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
It was original from the beginning, but then it became very not original very quickly.
Very quickly.
But what do you think, Dusty? Where do you fall on the spectrum? Dead genre?
Yeah, I don't know. Mostly yes.
Okay.
Thinking about it a little further, there is a series that did possession very well. It's not in the horror genre per se, but
which one?
Legion.
Oh God, again with Legion. Anyway,
take a shot.
so let's talk about this. So this is directed and written by Lee Cronin. His previous movie was another possession movie, essentially, which was Evil Dead Rise. And what?
Sorry, I interrupted you. I had to look up because as soon as I saw Cronin, I thought Cronenberg.
Yeah.
So I had to look up. Like, I even told C, "Oh yeah, this is the guy that made that terrible Crimes of the Future movie." And then I looked at it and I was like, "Oh no, it actually was a different
David.
guy."
Remember that banger?
Right? It's
Damn.
David Cronenberg. Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's
David
the son of
Cronenberg and his son. David Cronenberg did Crimes of the Future. His son made Infinity Pool, which was the other one we hated.
Oh, I thought his son made both. Okay.
No.
Got you.
So this movie is about a family. They're living in Cairo because the dad, played by really like Walmart version of Seth Rogen, Jack Rayner, is the actor. He,
you know who he reminded me of? Dan?
It looks just like
guy,
Seth Rogen. Go on.
No, not Seth Rogen. He looks just like
I didn't see that.
the guy from Expanse, the
Oh, a little bit.
musclehead guy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not the captain, the other guy.
Yeah.
What is it?
Mhm. Yep.
What is it?
You're on the right. Yeah.
That's your boy,
just,
Marvin.
something.
Come on. You got to know this.
What is his name, bro?
I don't remember.
It's right on the tip of my tongue, man.
Austin?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's Amos.
Amos, yeah.
Amos.
A little bit. But yeah, so this is a family. They're living in Cairo. The dad is like a news guy. They're living in
News
Egypt.
producer,
I don't
yeah.
know if it's Cairo, but they're living in Egypt.
It was Cairo. Yep.
And he's a journalist. And his young daughter, she is getting treats, it's discovered by some person, a friend at the end of the garden.
Yeah.
And we watch her
This
get...
pissed me off immediately. I just want to go ahead and say, because the golden rule that you teach your kids:
don't talk to strangers.
Don't take candy from a stranger.
Don't talk
Everybody
to
knows
strangers.
this.
Don't talk.
Don't even talk to them.
Don't even look at strangers.
As you
Don't even
come
look at
to
them.
understand, these are terrible parents who probably should not have procreated because they're morons.
Damn, this guy's talking about eugenics.
But I just hate it. It's always the dumb horror people trope, right? Like everybody.
Yes.
But we got to get away from that too, right? Like we don't need idiots every time we have a horror movie.
Right.
It's so played out.
I mean,
it is.
I don't think they were presented as idiots in this. I just think the writing was really bad. But hold up.
Maybe the writing was just really bad.
So yeah, so daughter goes missing. We see her get groomed by some like gypsy witch lady, and we have very little context for what's going on in the beginning of the movie, where like some mummy looking thing in a sarcophagus is like unleashed or something, and then the daughter disappears 8 years later, which was actually pretty shocking to me. I was like, oh shit, like 8 years went by. Okay, that was cool.
That was a crazy time jump. Yeah.
8 years later, the family is living in New Mexico, and they get a call from
always Albuquerque, Dan. I don't know if you know this.
Always,
but some shit is always happening in Albuquerque.
They get a call from if Lee Cronin wanted to do Easter eggs, you should have had a little blue sky in there. Father should have got a little.
That would be crazy. Yeah.
Yo, could you imagine if like Jesse showed up and sells some meth real quick?
What a bitch.
Or even if it was Skinny Pete or like one of the little like tertiary characters. Dad needs a little hit to take the edge off of his possessed ass daughter. Anyway.
Takes a hit so he can watch her all night.
Yeah. 8 years later, she comes back, and she is not what she used to be. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. If that was my kid.
You're going straight
you gotta go.
back. Yep.
You're going to the train station.
Yep. And so it turns out that she was kept for 8 years in some sort of mysterious circumstance in this same sarcophagus we see in the beginning of the movie. And she was discovered because of a plane crash that the sarcophagus was in, which, okay. And so she comes back, and then like weird shit starts to happen, and then this becomes a possession movie. This just becomes The Exorcist. They're going to take care of her at home. She needs to be the script even explicitly like tries to clear up what is genuine stupidity. Like she should be hospitalized in her horrific physical condition. Her skin is all peeling off and shit, and like she can't breathe.
They cut her toenail and ripped her skin off, and they're like, that's okay, we'll just wrap it up.
Well, because the mom is the
nurse.
We'll
just wrap it up.
Yeah. So the script the script deals with this dumbass shit. Even the doctor's like, oh, she needs to be being home is the best thing for her to recover. It's like, okay.
No.
So yeah. So spoilers, what really happens is that there's this ancient Egyptian cult that had used mummification to bind a demon called the Nazmaranian, the destroyer of families. to a living human host using these binding spells embedded in bandages on the skin. And it's explained in the movie that getting the possession to a young, innocent child is better for the process. Any living being can be used, but it's better if it's a child because it lasts longer before the body starts to break down.
Innocent child.
Yeah.
Specifically, which is up, but yeah.
And so the film just escalates into a full-on like exorcism movie. It's a 2-hour and 14-minute movie, and it did nothing original at the end of the day. And now and so this is why, based on
made
your
me
news,
bored and frustrated. That was
God, was it fucking boring.
Too, I
God,
guess.
was it boring. And the reason why I was questioning your last bit of news, talking about him mentioning this shared universe, he mentioned it in the context of Easter eggs, but this movie is very, very, very much a copy paste of Evil Dead Rise. It's almost the same movie. Mother gets possessed in Evil Dead Rise. She slowly but surely starts to get weird. They're all in the same house the whole time. Crazy shit happens. Boom, movie's over. It's the same thing. So like, this movie's getting that criticism. Like, wow, it's a lot like Evil Dead Rise. It makes sense that he would just be like, well, it's in the same universe. Because if you didn't have any, like, if you just remove the word Nazmaranian from this script, she could be a Deadite. She's behaving exactly like a Deadite.
Yeah, sowing chaos.
Sowing chaos, like laughing at pain and like the crazy Deadite shit. Like, she's a Deadite. He made another Deadite. Like, let's just call it what it is. Yeah. So that pissed me off. Pissed me off.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think he's saying that stuff. Anyway, so like, I don't know, when did this stop feeling like a original movie to you guys? Like, because I thought in the beginning, like, it started out like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Girl getting kidnapped, like whatever, and then just like immediately falls off the rails for me anyway. What about you guys?
I actually didn't think it was boring, to be honest.
Boring is the wrong word.
I thought it was boring.
So you guys thought it was slow and it drug on?
Like no, that's not what I mean by boring.
Yes.
I don't mean that.
You mean just uninteresting, like
it's just boring because
you already knew.
That too. Yes.
I didn't think it was slow. It did drag on a little bit long, but it didn't feel slow. I mean, no, the pacing.
There were directorial cinematography choices that were just unnecessary. Like when the cop's talking to the girl and they focus on the girl's face for like 10 seconds while tense music is playing and nothing happens, and then they walk. They just over and over and it's just the repetitious of this. Like, just stop it. Just get on with the fucking movie. Like, you're not making me suspenseful. You're making me pissed off.
The movie wasn't slow throughout, but the pacing was all over the place. I thought the pacing
was very strange.
The first half of the movie was very slow, I thought, and then it just picks up, and then it's all over the place. It's jarring, but that's not what I mean by boring. I specifically mean that just nothing interesting is happening. But anyway, go on with what you were saying, Marvin. You didn't think it was boring?
No, I agree. I didn't think it was boring. I agree that the pacing was all over the place.
Yeah.
I felt that the shocking factor was like so forced that it was like not good.
Oh my God.
It was like not natural at all, especially like, the ending, which we'll probably get to, but I don't know. For me, they fumbled it really hard with the lore that they had. He fumbled it. I mean,
I started laughing at the shit.
The director can only do so much.
He's the writer
he does have
too.
to sign off. Oh, he wrote it. Okay, never mind. He's so good.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
It's over.
He's cooked.
It's his fault. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, like, okay, so let's break it down, right? So it used a original idea, like
the premise is fascinating
of Egyptian mythology. Egyptian mythology is fascinating to all of us who live in life because it's ancient and there's a lot of stuff about their practices and their religions and their beliefs that we don't fully understand or know because we only understand it through like hieroglyphics and like writings and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot we do know, but like there's still mysteries to be uncovered. You know what I mean?
Some of it's clouded in secrecy or unknown to all of us. Yeah.
Who the fuck knows what's hiding in some long buried tomb in the middle of Egypt somewhere? Like, you don't know. Obviously nothing like this, but just I'm saying, like, there's mysteries to be had. So it's ripe for some lore. And it started out cool, and then it's just like, oh, it's just a demon, an Egyptian demon. So you replace being possessed by the devil or Pazuzu or Magog or fill in the blank with any other demon that you've heard of in horror movies. Black Phillip, which was the devil in
Well, they
Witch.
said it in the movie. They literally vanillized it for this was the devil of the time.
I know.
Like I think that's the literal
they said
words they use. This is
that.
the devil of the
They
time.
said that. So my point being is that
cool.
it just was a demon.
Cool.
It was just another demon. Like it could be where demons come from. Hell. So it's like just the same thing. All he did was take Christian theology and swap it out for
he remixed it.
Some fake made up Egyptian demon. That's all he did.
Which was sad because I didn't look it up, but I was hoping that it was
nope. It was fake.
Legit. It was all fake.
At least Pazuzu in The Exorcist was based on a real demon. Real, when I say real, I mean like it's in like real mythology.
Yeah.
The
fact that he made it up actually makes it worse for me.
Yeah, it's stupid. So
it's tragic.
So then
the destroyer of families. You know what? I'm going to keep this girl in my house, even though weird shit's going on and she might be possessed by the destroyer of families.
Yeah.
Even though family's already been destroyed, it's just the choices, the
the writing was.
This was a bad movie.
Yeah, the writing was an abomination. And so like you take this like what could have been a genuinely like underused and rich territory for storytelling with the Egyptian stuff, it just devolves into this like it's just a kid possessed by a demon. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Indistinguishable structurally from hundreds of other films.
Unfortunately.
I don't need like the binding ritual, all that stuff. It's just it ends up as just like a set dressing for what is essentially an exorcism. Right. Same thing.
Right. Yeah.
You just don't have the priest, right? You don't have it's just the same shit. What
was your favorite scene, man?
I didn't really have one, if I'm being honest. I thought there was one creepy moment
did you have a favorite scene?
I guess if I had to pick, the only moment I thought was like relatively creepy was when the demon started talking to the other daughter under the door.
Yeah.
And
she licked their toes.
You hear her like kind of like that. You hear her voice start to get stronger, like she's approaching the door. So you expect something like that, and the camera cuts, and she's just like looking under the door. It was a little creepy, but it didn't. That was about it.
It's just gross.
Yeah,
she licked her toes, which is gross.
Well, that's how I think the Nazarene thing spreads, right?
No, she spread when she like I do the force when she like force choked her in the hallway.
But maybe she wouldn't have been able to do that unless she touched her, because it seems like there was
who cares?
I mean, the saliva seemed to have an effect, like because they were puking in each other's mouths and shit to transfer stuff and whatnot. So
I don't know.
I don't know. My favorite scene is when the cop got stung through the neck and then had to stick her fingers through her neck to do the incantation. That was hilarious to me, and it was
so
the only
gore.
scene
They had
that
a lot of gore. I thought it was actually good though. Like it served its purpose, I guess.
Like I don't even think
it
was
feel
good.
a little forced.
I don't agree.
It was kind of the gore.
Oh yeah,
I think the special effects in this movie were dog shit.
Oh yeah, it was bad. Like that's what I'm talking about.
I thought the makeup was good.
Some seem, I mean, some seem.
Her makeup was good.
Oh yes,
she looked cool, but beyond that, like some of it was practical, some of it was CGI. The CGI was terrible. When
the sandstorm,
the sandstorm, I don't even understand when
so bad.
But when
the
fire
was like
the plane,
the sandstorm was like the original Mummy. Like that shit was.
But when she first gets the scorpion in her throat and then pulls it out, like the distance between the mouth and the tail coming out of her throat was like too far. And she pulls it out. And so the scorpion is like 3 feet long when she pulls it out very briefly. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was.
But it was a normal.
That's my favorite scene. It's so stupid.
It was a normal scorpion at first, and it got enlarged after the fact. But also, she shouldn't have been able to breathe, right? Like, how the
bro? You're asking questions that
maybe I don't know enough about anatomy.
Through her neck from the inside and then stung her.
Yeah, feel this part of your throat. Tell me if you'd be able to talk. If
that's your trachea, right, or some shit.
I don't think. So we mentioned pacing, right? the first half of the movie is like supposed to be like this slow burn, like something's wrong with our child, domestic thing, and we've seen that a dozen times. It has like the illogical horror movie decisions of, like we said, keeping her in this house despite
around your other children.
This corruption forming around the doors and walls of the room she's staying in,
dude,
that nobody seemed to notice or question. Like that your house is literally rotting around the room where she is staying. Okay, let's just ignore
ate scorpions.
that. Yeah, 8 scorpions.
She puked them up, and her puke rotted through the floor.
Evil coyotes like congregating outside your
that was crazy. Yeah,
like the Omen. Like it's just.
I mean, and you have the funeral for grandma, and she breaks through the floor and crawls on the ceiling and
nobody
eats
notices
grandma
it.
on the neck, and everybody's like, no, we don't need to call the cops. We don't need to do it. Like everybody's screaming and freaking out. I think nobody
notices the current daughter like being weird as pulling her teeth out.
Oh yeah,
and like laughing when her grandmother
crazy.
gets hurt and dies, and like cursing out her teacher suddenly and
It
uncharacteristic.
just escalated too quickly. Like they were trying to prove the point of how it sows chaos and all that, but they didn't plant the seeds. They just immediately went to like chaos without. I mean, they showed a little bit with like the little girl calling her teacher a cunt or whatever.
Yeah,
but like then it just escalated like instantly.
Yeah, and then there's also a little bit of like a jump.
And they had plenty of time to build to do more of the chaos. They just didn't use the time properly.
They wasted it.
There's also a little bit of
bullshit cinematography and suspenseful music showing you nothing.
There's also a bit of a genre weirdness that happens because this is again supposed to be like a possession movie, but then it's like a weird body horror movie at the same time. Which
it took a
I'm not a fan of the genre, so
none of us
automatically didn't like this movie.
Exactly. I'm not a fan of body horror, really. I mean, when it's done effectively, it's interesting, but like this just felt like it was just done for cheap shock value. Instead of actually, the movie's not scary at all. And so instead of trying to actually scare you, there's not even jump scares.
I laughed more than I was afraid.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There's not even jump scares.
The only gross part for me is when she was like trying to shove the metal piece into her leg because she was trying to get the shit out. You know, she's trying to peel the stuff off, and
you just reminded me
that
too
was like,
when she cut her toenail. And
that was the worst.
Whole shit. That shit was so. I instantly
those
started
two
laughing.
scenes.
I didn't laugh. I was like,
oh, it actually gross. It was like some Evil Dead 2 type shit going on. That shit made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, so like they used like gore in this movie as like a substitute for like actual like scares. There's not even jump scares in this movie. So I don't know. It just felt like a very cheaply done, like trying to be Evil Dead type of gross out horror thing, which like, you know, there's bodily fluids and nails that are rotting and teeth and shit. Like, I don't think that really, I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me used this way. That stuff could be effective, but it just wasn't in this movie because everything else was just so bad.
Yeah, I agree.
It has some creep factor, but it has no real fear factor, but it has some creep factor. And that's the only thing I can give Lee Cronin credit to is like, he's pretty good at like that body horror creep factor. But other than that, like I was just frustrated and ready for it to be over. I was like, oh, okay. We're talking to the girl. Yeah. We're not talking to her yet. Okay. We're panning around. No. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
So talking about the lore a little bit more, you know, we're making fun of the destroyer of families thing, right? Like they add so much mythology to this thing for no reason, really. It's so messy and overcomplicated. This like magic system that like muddies the stakes and like doesn't really clarify anything, especially by the end of the movie where like spoilers, the dad like takes the demon on himself, but then like immediately they decide to transfer it to somebody. Like it's all just like
that was so dumb.
Oh my god!
It's like he tried to appease the happy ending part of that people like, but it was like bad. It was nobody wanted that. At least I didn't. You invalidated his whole sacrifice instantly. But also, one thing I did like that they didn't really go into was that like these people. What they did was bad, but it was like a Thanos thing almost, where it's like for the greater good of the world, essentially. Like, because they're tasking themselves of like keeping this thing confined, basically. It's like,
Mhm.
well, yeah, they're using like innocent kids and innocent people in the process, but
Well, I think
what's the
there's
alternative? The world ends, essentially.
I think you're
Like,
supposed to be left with the idea. I mean, if I could try to put any logic whatsoever into the decision making in this movie, I would guess by the end, you're supposed to leave with the feeling that, like, okay, this family and this cop will pass on the responsibility now. But instead of using innocent children, they will like put the demon in like criminals.
oh,
That's kind of
that's
what
good.
that's kind of what I took from the end of it. I don't know.
Don't rehabilitate
Yeah,
them
and
even further.
Doesn't
Just
matter,
fucking just condemn
Well,
them
that's
to
a-
a life
yeah.
of hell and misery. That's
Yeah. My favorite part of this whole movie. Sorry, Dusty, what were you gonna say?
Well, she says like you could put it in anybody, but young innocent children are the
Yeah.
best because they live the longest.
Right.
Which you realize, well, she's kind of a bitch because she's stealing innocent children and
Correct.
making them suffer. When you could obviously do this with criminals, and so like that's the moral narrative you have, where like you're rooting for these people at the end of it, but you're not really because it's.
I didn't root for anybody. I didn't care. I got like
I didn't root for anybody.
the only moment of this movie that like slightly worked on me was when they get the call that they found her. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. It would have been like an emotional moment if the movie was good, but it wasn't. So my favorite part of this movie was the random professor who delivers one single line of exposition and then disappears for the rest of the movie. That's a symptom of the lore overload that we were just talking. He just has to be there to be like, this is ancient script. That was my favorite part of the whole movie. He goes, where did you get this? He's like, somewhere. What kind of project are you working on? This is ancient script. 6,000 years old. The first words out of the dad's mouth is, can you translate it? Who the fuck translates 6,000-year-old words, you idiot? What bad writing, man. Terrible writing.
Yeah.
So
And he
translated it.
he does translate it, yep.
yep.
The Nazbaranian, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yep.
An ancient demon, the devil of its time, the destroyer of families. Okay, bro. Cool, man.
I love that
Thanks, Claude.
the overly religious grandmother doesn't even call a priest. Like the exorcist doesn't exist in this universe, or exorcist.
Like the clearly supposed
she's
to be
religious and
Mexican
she's praying.
woman. Yeah.
Yes, and she's not calling her local priest like my granddaughter is possessed. Getting somebody to like nothing.
So okay.
Okay.
I thought you froze for a second.
No, I'm trying to think. Let's get to the nuts and bolts of it. So again, I asked, is the genre dead or is it just a bad movie? Well, let's try to figure that one out because
I think it's a combination of both.
This could have been a different monster, but it wasn't. It's just a demon. That could be lazy writing. That could be ChatGPT writing. Which probably was written by AI, if I had to guess, honestly.
Right.
This has all the markings of like AI, just incompleted thoughts and threads and things.
Incompleted thoughts.
Even with a different enough monster or different enough lore, right? Egyptian, it still gets pulled in the same direction, the exorcism direction, right? So I don't know if that's a failure of writing on this movie's part, or if it's just a gravitational pull the subgenre can't escape. As we're talking, I'm trying to think of possession movies that are original. We talked Hereditary, but Hereditary, as Ari Aster even said, leans more in the direction of Rosemary's Baby. But the last movie that I could think of that felt pretty original in its execution anyway, it was still a demon, was When Evil Lurks that we watched, that Spanish one. Remember that?
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it had potential, as Dan hates for us to say.
No, I like that movie. The ending was bad. We all agreed the ending was.
We all agreed.
Like the ending kind of fell flat, but the movie itself was good, and I love like that was original, right? Where like the way the possession works, what the possession does, like it rots like everything around it, including the world around it, like animals dying, and, like crops not good, like that shit was cool. So again, it's a question of, is it a genre problem? I think it's a little bit of both. What do you think, Marvin?
Like I said, I do think it's a little bit of both. I think in this in this specific case, it was more of a bad movie, more so than the genre being dead.
Okay.
I think there is hope for the genre. They just need to get really original. Like they need to have this type of lore, but then do something where it keeps, just make it fresh.
Because
That's
one of the things that disappointed me, once I realized this was a possession movie, and like at first I thought it was like, oh wow, this is nice. It's going away from like the typical theology thing. Because I mean, it's hard to do without the connection to theology, right? Because there's demons and all this shit. But they could have done it but he just decided to default it to, it's like, oh, it's an Egyptian demon this time, not a Christian demon. So I don't know, like
all the same characteristics and
that kind of missed the mark.
Everything.
Yeah, all the same. Everything was the same.
Everything's the same. It's just Egyptian.
I don't think the genre's dead. I think that it's laziness. I think it's easy to fall onto what they know works rather than to like get dirty and be creative and try and figure out a new way out of this. Because I think there always is. It's just somebody else outside of the people who are in the rotating door of Hollywood executives and producers will figure out a story and sell it, and it'll be a phenom, and we'll be talking about it and why everybody isn't doing more movies like this. So it's still there. I have hope for it, but it is on life support right now. I do agree with that. It's a bad genre to be a fan of.
I mean, I don't even see why you'd make a movie in this genre at this point. Like, because like unless you have something really original to tell, like otherwise you're making the same movie.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
How long before we get another mummy possession movie? I mean, you said they're not related, but they're cursed creatures who are resurrected. It's all the same shit.
But she wasn't cursed. She was possessed by a demon. It's different.
A demon that had been cursed to mummification.
Two different
essentially.
things. No. We're talking two different things. In the mummy movies that you're referring to, there was a curse put on him. He was a magician. The Imhotep.
Yeah.
And he was the wife of the
king's daughter or wife. Yeah.
And so he had a curse put on him and was buried alive. And the curse said that if he would ever come back, it would bring about the plagues of Egypt.
Right.
This is not a curse. This is just a demon that possessed somebody at some point, and then this group of like cultists figured out how to keep it captive.
Keep it at bay. Yes.
Yeah. So there's no real curse here. It's just a possession. It's a demon possessing somebody. It would be like if in The Exorcist, Pazuzu left what's-her-name's body and possessed somebody else.
Aren't the cursings the ancient Sumeriac, right, or whatever he calls it, like the wrappings and bandages they put on them? No,
that's just like a spell to keep it at bay.
I thought he described it as the first curse words of ancient Egypt. Didn't he?
I don't think so. I think he said cursive.
He's like, this is an ancient
cursive, I think is what he said.
Yeah, he did say it was the first cursive. I remember that.
Cursive, meaning like script.
Okay.
Yeah. But I understand where you're coming from. Could have been an easy
I guess
mistake.
Doesn't
matter. We're trying to put logic onto this dog shit movie. It doesn't. Nothing matters. It's just a retread of every other possession movie you've ever seen, and did nothing original. Though it had opportunity to, chose not to do it.
It had potential. Yeah.
And this is what we got.
So the the committee to like confine the cursed person or whatever, that's been done before. I'm just trying to think of when it's been done.
I mean, what did we see? We saw that in Bring Her Back. I mean, that's kind of a similar vibe too, with this like cult that has this ritual to bring about this thing. It was a little bit different. That's an original possession movie. That's another one that's original. So, again, asking the question, is the genre dead or is this just a bad movie? I lean more towards this is just a bad movie, but I think you have to be real original to treat this genre from a fresh angle. You
do, yeah. Like you said, with that, like the committee or whatever. I don't know how else to describe it. Like
the committee.
I think it's a good concept because, like I was saying before, they're doing a bad thing, but
I mean,
technically, it's for a greater good, right? If your goal is to save the world, essentially.
To give Dusty some credit, again, this is not connected in any way to the Mummy franchise with Brendan Fraser, but that movie, The Mummy, did have a committee of people that dedicated their lineage to preventing that mummy from being resurrected. So it's kind of the same thing, just differently.
True.
It draws from all the source materials.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's lazy, is that it's like a box of crowns. Yeah, you've seen all these colors before. You show me a box with new colors.
Yeah. At this point, we've watched 3 of his movies now, and I'm ready to say that I am not a Lee Cronin fan.
I'm not either.
The Hole in the Ground was not a good movie. It had some creepy moments and vibes and some mood and atmosphere, but beyond that, was not a good movie. It was just another weird kid that was another possession movie. He was just possessed by some folklorish
by the earth.
No, it was like elves or something. Remember?
Yeah, it was like little creatures in the earth.
Some in the ground.
Yeah, another same movie, carbon copy. Kids being weird. Woman does nothing about it. Movie's over. It's the same thing with this guy over and over again. I don't even know why Evil Dead Rise was so appreciated. Maybe because of the extreme levels it went, but I mean, I gotta I'm not a Lee Cronin fan. I did not like Hole in the Ground really. I don't like Evil Dead Rise very much, which is more so the fact that it's connected to Evil Dead, so not as much the movie's fault. And then this is just a cheap knockoff of that, and so it's doesn't seem like there's any originality in this guy. This movie, I think, I think it was probably written by AI, at least in some capacity, because it's bad. Try to get AI to do anything creative for you, and you'll be able to make very quick comparisons to this movie.
You're gonna see him. He's gonna sign the paper soon and get the check.
Yeah,
and then it'll all make sense
for sure. But yeah, so I mean, this one is pretty divided. Critics, it's got a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 73% audience score. So audiences liked it, but I think audiences are stupid, if I'm being honest.
I don't think audiences are stupid. I think it's not quite 70. It's definitely not 40 though. It wasn't that bad. That's what I was. Oh. That's my whole thing. I don't think it was that bad.
So you actually
think it just dropped the ball.
What do you think is good about this movie?
I like the lore. I like the committee.
Okay.
I like the gore. I thought the gore was, like I said, I was laughing. Oh, yeah. So that's what I enjoyed about it. So
I will say this. The one positive thing I thought about it was that there is this mystery to it. It's not just a horror movie or body horror movie or possession horror movie. It's also like a crime thriller, which is the detective's story part of it. And I I actually liked that part of the movie of trying to figure out what was actually going on. Like, obviously, it's an ancient demon because the movie reveals it rather quickly.
Right.
But I liked seeing her figure it out. I would have almost liked that to have been the movie. That was great.
That should have been the focal point. I agree. Because that was super interesting. And it seems
it's spooky too. Like, she goes to this nectarine farm in the middle of Egypt in the desert, and there's weird shit going on there.
Yeah.
And it's like a gypsy with tattoos. I know you can't say gypsy anymore, but I don't know what to call them. And the daughter with her tongue cut out. It's all cool, interesting ideas that didn't really evolve into anything. It's just they're there just to be exposition at that point in this movie. But I really liked that part of the movie. I thought that stuff was actually cool and interesting, and I wish that was the focus.
I agree.
Yep.
So yeah, do you guys have anything else you want to? Was there anything you liked about it, Dusty?
I liked some of the color choices in the cinematography effects. I liked some of the audio in the scene setups. I thought some of it was went on a little bit too long. It was too monotonous and boring.
Okay.
But there were some things I liked about the cinematography and audio choices. So for that, I don't think this film is a complete loss. It has a couple redeeming values and there's some decent work into it. But overall, I did not like this movie and I don't recommend it.
No, the acting was so bad too. I was just thinking this could have been a really emotional powerhouse of a movie. It could have been really effective because the premise is actually compelling and sad. You lose your daughter. Now you have all this guilt and shit and blame between the two of you. And
Right.
also, like, okay, now should we get her back 8 years later? But she's totally not the same person. We don't know what the is going on with this girl. Our whole family's crumbling because of it. We have a new daughter who, like, is processing an old daughter coming back, which they didn't even explore at all. She was just like, oh, hi, new sister. Like, just completely unaffected by it. The brother's unaffected by it for the most. He's just, like, rebelling or something. I don't know what the fuck his deal is. Like, they don't explore really any of that stuff. And I
Even
think...
the cop.
Yeah. I think
They
there
could've-
were...
Go ahead.
No, I think there were compelling concepts that you could have... If this movie was written well, it could have been a really emotionally powerful movie and done well. And
the parents should have told the female cop to f off.
Yeah.
Like, you told us it was our fault 8 years ago, and you didn't do anything to find our daughter. She got found by accident, and you're telling me you're going to figure out who did this? You f off. And then she goes on her own adventure and figures out and tries to come back with them with the truth. And they're like, we don't believe you. F off. Like, that's more compelling than whatever the f they wrote. Like, this movie had tons of potential.
I keep
and
thinking
it just fell
about
flat for me.
I keep thinking about
I love potential.
Oh yeah,
personally.
Marvin does have potential. I keep thinking about Bring Her Back, because that movie was like super emotional and really effective. And you could have done something similar with this, because the loss of
are harder movies to make.
Oh yeah,
so it's easier to go cookie cutter and focus more on
that's why
possession.
Lee Cronin's a hack.
Yeah. And that's how you get this.
Yep, that's how you get this. But yeah. So this had everything going for it, you would think, on paper. Different monster, real budget, total creative freedom. Story still ended up where they always end up, The Exorcist. And, you know, I think
Classic.
I would lean towards more it's this movie's fault, not a total dead genre. But I don't know. It's starting to look like that because, like you just said, it's incredibly hard to do this originally, a new and original.
Exactly.
But this has a 6.2 on IMDb, not as favorable as the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Dusty, what would you rate this one?
I'd give this a 3.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Marvin?
I would give it a 6. It's right there. It's a 6.
Okay. I can't be as favorable. I'm probably in between that. I'm going I would give this like a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are harsh.
You're
not horror fans at all.
I just didn't enjoy it at all. I tried. There was nothing really about this movie.
I thought I was amongst horror fans here.
I watched this movie twice
You watched it twice?
Disclosure. When this movie came out, I watched it the camera version.
You deserve a medal.
I watched the cam version of it, and I didn't get to finish it because it's like 2 hours and 50. I watched like 80% of it, and I think I fell asleep. And I was like, man, that movie really wasn't good. And I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to suggest it. I didn't want to do anything. I was just like, man, that
just forget about it.
And then he put it on the schedule, and I was like, okay, this is a movie I'm going to shit on.
I mean, this is an oof. It's all it is.
And I watched it again, and it just pissed me off watching it the second time in HD. Or whatever, like I have personally made the argument that horror doesn't have to be good, right? To be good.
Yeah,
sure.
But this is one of those movies that if you go back and watch the short where I posted it where we talk about that, I say that horror doesn't need to have good writing and acting. It could still be good if it doesn't take itself too seriously. This did the sinful thing of taking itself seriously, having bad writing, having bad acting, being nonsensical and terrible. And so you compound all this together. It's a terrible movie. It has no redeeming qualities.
I felt frustrated watching it. Like,
I
didn't feel scared. I didn't feel creeped out. There's a couple creepy things, but mostly like I just felt frustrated. Like, come on.
I didn't even feel like emotional. Like you're supposed to be, you're supposed to feel for these people. Wow, they lost their fucking kid. That's what you're supposed to feel. They lost their kid. She's back. They're ignoring the fact that something is clearly wrong with her because they want her back. They've missed her. But you don't, there's none of that. It's just like a horseshit clown fiesta where it's like, I could take care of her. I'm her mother. It's like, okay.
My God. Yeah.
No, you can't take care of her because she's possessed by a demon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Clearly something weird's going on. She puked up like swamp water and now it's rotting the fucking floor.
That was the part I was.
The
I don't know,
walls
this
around the
is-
room were blackened around the door. Like nobody mentioned it.
Well, that didn't happen until after the grandmother passed or whatever. So
But all this can be explained away because these are things that the demon makes. He shows the
Yeah.
despair and the doubt and everything else. So
Yeah.
you could just say,
Yeah.
well, yeah, they're not gonna know because it's the seeds in their head already.
Right.
mm,
But
It's the easy escape.
there you have it, folks. There's our thoughts on Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Let us know what you thought about it if you've watched it. If you have not watched it, I would tell you just to skip this one. This is not worth a watch, in my opinion. This is a completely forgettable and skippable movie. But again, if you did watch it, we want to know your thoughts. Do you think we're off? What do you think about the death of the possession subgenre? Do you think that's the case, or again, do you think it's just a this movie specifically problem? We'll be interested to hear your thoughts. We do this once a week, folks. You could follow along with what we're watching as we post our schedule over on Discord. It's free to join. You can find the link to Discord in the link below, harshlanguage.tv. Next week, we are watching Faces of Death, another horror movie that's part of a long-standing horror franchise. And
These were big movies in the 90s.
Yep.
Much like Blair Witch was in the 2000s. This was a cultural changing film.
And it looks pretty good, so we'll see how that one goes. We might swap that out depending on what happens with Supergirl. We have to talk about that because then we have the Make Marvin Watch of the month, which is the possession movie of all possession movies, Possession. I decided to make Marvin watch that because we just got news that it's getting remade for no goddamn reason. So couple of fun episodes to look forward to. We will certainly be talking about Supergirl. We just don't know if it's going to be this month or bleed into the next. But yeah, last week we actually watched another horror movie, which is quite honestly one of, if not my favorite movie of the year so far, and that is Hokum. I thought that movie was very good. We all liked it very much. You could check out that episode. There'll be a link right there. And if you want to watch some other horror movies that we've covered in the past, we've got a whole horror playlist that you could find right over there. But until next week, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we will catch you then.
See ya.
Asta.